Wanted to introduce Neer and Oscar here. I had the pleasure of working with Neer when I was at GMF, when he was at in GMIC, or yeah, GMI Insurance, sorry, thank you. And then Oscar's here from Microsoft. I think I am going to either embarrass Neer a little here, separate of DevOps. I also saw Neer at a fundraiser. My family has some friends that are part of the Epilepsy Foundation, and it's very important to them. And I saw Neer at a fundraiser last year. I think we've been working together, 4 or 5 months already, and I was like, holy cow, he's in a purple suit. Like, he's lighting up the show. Neer was just awarded the 2025 Purple Heart of the Year by the Epilepsy Foundation of Texas as a huge contributor to the cause. So give him a round of applause. And I want to thank him personally. He works with one of our family friends and really helping out kids that have epilepsy, doing camps, counselor, and also fundraising. So anyways, now back to the show. It's build, buy, or ask the bots. And I'll turn it over to Neer and Oscar.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello? Okay. Hello? Okay, good. All right. So for as long as I can remember, the biggest choice in software was pretty simple. Do we build it ourselves, or do we go out and buy it? That's been the fundamental question, but the entire playbook is being completely torn up and rewritten right now in real time.
Well, thank you everyone for being here. My name is Neer Patel, as Mark said, VP of Cloud and API Platform Engineering at GM Insurance and Technology Advisor for Cloud Team Realty.
And I'm Oscar Diosdado. I'm currently a Principal Engineer at Microsoft. So today we're going to show you how AI is completely reshaping the economics of software development. We'll cover the old rules that no longer apply, the AI productivity boom, and the new build, buy, ask framework, our decision calculus, and then a real-world scenario, or real-world scorecard, I should say. So I've got a question. Raise your hand if a large language model has helped you develop, test, or ship your code or infrastructure recently. Okay, see some hands.
All right, great. Keep your hands up if you know the cost per successful inference of using that large language model. Well, it's okay. So if you have your hands down or you didn't know what I was talking about, no worries. You're not alone. But knowing that number is becoming the single most important economic factor you need to start tracking.
To really grasp how much things have changed, we first have to take a quick look back. So we need to remember the timeless problems we've been trying to solve for decades. The classic persistent struggles of managing teams made up of only humans.
Let's start with Brooks' Law. Any engineering manager and project lead knows this feeling. You've got a project, it's running late. Gut instinct is to throw more engineers at it. But Brooks' Law states that that doesn't really help. It actually makes the project even later. Why? It's all about the ramp-up time and the explosion of communication overhead that is needed. Fred Brooks came up with the perfect analogy. 9 women can't make a baby in 1 month. It gets to the heart of the matter so perfectly. Some tasks, especially in software development, can't be split up and done in parallel. The work itself has a natural sequence that brute force can't fix.
And this really just isn't a software thing. It's a fundamental human thing. It's called the Ringelmann effect, and it comes from social psychology. It basically proves that as you make a team bigger, the individual members of the team actually become less productive. It's a messy combination of more coordination, friction, and the feeling that someone else will probably handle the work.
All of this has led to the famous solution in technology, Amazon's 2-pizza rule. This was a direct attack on both Brooks' Law and the Ringelmann effect. The philosophy was simple. If you can't feed a team with two large pizzas, the team was too big. The goal was to maximize autonomy, accountability, and focus. Do you see a pattern? All these rules, Brooks' Law, two pizza teams rule, were all designed in a world where the work was done by humans and humans alone. That world is officially over.
So, as we're all aware, a new non-human player has entered the game. And this one question changes the entire equation.
What happens to all those old rules about productivity when your newest team member needs no ramp-up time, never gets tired, never calls in sick, can spit out code, tests, documentation on command in seconds? Our new team is still a two-pizza pod, only it's not just humans. We speak in plain language, we speak intent in plain language, set guardrails, let co-pilots and agents turn that intent into code, tests, docs, and infrastructure.
Let's look at some graphs. Everybody likes graphs. So what you see on the left is a story of how coding is evolving. So traditional programming is steadily declining, while the AI-driven approaches accelerate. So we began with code completions, and then we quickly moved to chat-based programming, and now we're seeing the rise of coding agents, agent clusters, and even agent fleets, entire networks of AI working in coordination. Each stage represents a shift away from humans writing every line of code towards humans orchestrating AI systems that can build, debug, and optimize on their own. And this evolution reshapes the team itself, shown on the right.
We'll dig into that a little bit more. Senior leaders and managers remain human, but developers no longer work alone. They're supported by AI coding agents, guided by AI managers, integrated directly into the structure. The new software development team is a human-AI hybrid, blending strategic direction and creativity from people with scalable execution from AI. The takeaway is clear. The future of development isn't about faster typing, it's about orchestrating intelligence at scale. Human developers stay on judgment, taste, risk, and intent orchestration. Bots handle translation and throughput. That is the new structure.
And this isn't just a theory. The impact is real and the numbers are staggering. So a control study by GitHub found that developers using their AI tool, Copilot, finished the programming task 55% faster. And that's not a small optimization. That's a fundamental changing leap in productivity.
This creates a brand new third option to that fundamental strategic choice we started with. It's not about build versus buy anymore. Now you have to consider asking the bot. Welcome to the new world of vibe coding, translating conversational intent into shippable outputs.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's show this in action, in practice rather. We're going to build something here. We're going to build a Gonculator website. You'll be able to, where you'll be able to download a spreadsheet that we'll talk about a little bit later. And demo gods, we recorded this.
Okay,
so,
okay, good.
Yeah. So here, as you see on the right, is the design created by our designers for this website. We've exported all the graphics that are needed to build a site. On the left of the screen, you'll see the output of the first pass by our coding agent. It created the foundation, which is a basic Next.js app. Folder structures, the basic layout, text, and a few images were placed. But as you can see, we're not done. It's not quite what the designer intended it to be. So let's follow the natural PDLC that we're all used to and create a user story for the rest of the work. So here I'm in VS Code, and I've got the coding agent reviewing the mockup, which the designer created, and also looking at the output from the first pass live, like it's built and it's running. So from there, it's able to create a user story here as in GitHub issues. The story is pretty good, but I'll play the human in this equation and tweak a few things to make that make the outcomes perfect. Well, once this is done, what's next? Sprint planning, right? I mean, that's the next thing, right? Just kidding. It's time to code. We'll start with creating a prompt to direct the coding agent to use tools and MCP servers to review the user story, plan out the changes that are needed. Once the plan is created, it starts executing the tasks. So planning was involved. But for the purpose of this talk, we've sped it up.
I wish our sprint planning went like that.
Yeah, but it's sped up by 8x. So as you see, it's going through all the motions. Specifically here, I wanted to call out a few things. Earlier I mentioned about guardrails that we should implement. In GitHub Copilot, that's done through custom chat modes and Copilot instructions. This ensures that the development approach meets my strict requirements, not just the output meeting my requirements. So it's going through, as you see, just kind of iterating and extremely fast. Thank you to some Adobe tools for speeding up the video. But what I think you'll see really cool is it actually tests itself. It will execute the change, or it'll make the changes to the code, test it out, see if it met the requirement, and then come back and maybe make any modifications. It's reasoning with itself.
So Neer, let me ask you a question. How important is it to have a well-defined user story then?
Extremely important.
Did you ask the bot?
I did start with the bot, right?
Good.
But you have to make some tweaks. But developers are important, but product management and product owners' role are going to be even more important in this world because they have to validate those user stories to ensure that the business requirements are met.
It's a controversial thing to say in a room full of developers. You know that, right?
I know, yeah.
Good.
Don't at me. Yeah. So we'll let this keep going for a little bit, but something else that's worth mentioning or talking about is the MCP servers and tools that were used. It's really important to use those tools to help you out. LLMs, coding agents, on their own do a great job, but let's enhance them. Let's use more. Give it the opportunity to run its own tests. View a browser's output, view your output in a browser rather, and test, hey, did I perform the outcomes I started to create?
So for the MCP servers, what are some of the guardrails that people can start to implement?
On the MCP servers specifically? So there is such a thing as too many MCP servers and too many tools. You don't want to, I'm going to use a consulting word. You don't want to boil the ocean with these tools, right?
Right.
But target them. Each scenario, that you're doing, select the tools that you need for that particular task, and that ensures that the outcome is correct. I don't know how many people are actively using some of these tools, but there's been many times where it used the wrong tool, and it kept using the wrong tool until I finally disabled that tool so it used the right tool. Right. Because you overload it. It just overwhelmed by the options that it has, and it makes it harder for it to decide. So we're done. This is the output now, live, recorded.
Recorded live.
Yeah, recorded live. So as you see, that layout is much different than it was before, right? It got the input boxes correct. Not quite correct for the design, but it met the outcomes, right? Here I have the output for what the designer had created. So it's really close. And it could be good enough, That's where the product management comes in.
Sure.
So that right there was our example.
So what vibe coding really means is your old decision-making playbook has become obsolete.
Sorry. Water. Look at how the core inputs of decisions have flipped. The old playbook, we counted two things: human hours, and software license fees. The economics were about hours per feature, and our main focus was on cost of ownership, total cost of ownership, TCO. Now in this new reality, the key variables are AI inference cycles and strategic control. The economics are about cost per successful inference. Remember, I asked that question earlier. Yeah. And the focus shifts away from TCO to development velocity and value that speed gives you.
So this demands a new metric, and if you're going to track anything, track this new metric, unit cost of intelligence, or UCI. Put simply, it's your total spend, your LLM costs, your compute, all of it, divided by every single successful, useful outcome that the AI generates. If you don't know your UCI, you're flying completely blind into this new economic landscape.
So, if the old playbook is useless, how do you make smart choices when gut instinct isn't enough? We need a structured, actionable framework for this vibe coding world.
So that framework is this 4-factor calculus. It forces us to look at a balanced model of both benefits and risks. First, velocity dividend, that's the raw speed increases and the productivity lift. Second, the FinOps guardrails, safety nets to control runaway AI spend. And then third is strategic control premium, the value of owning your own code and destiny. And then fourth, we have strategic risk. That's the potential cost of vendor lock-in, data leaks, or model degradation.
The idea is to weight these factors based on what's important to your business and generate a score. The goal isn't to let the formula make the decision for you. It's about informing your judgment with a process that's clear, rational, and defendable.
So luckily, this is what the Gonculator is. Here you can see screenshots of everything that the Gonculator calculates for us.
And this is what you'll be getting takeaway. So let's apply this thinking to a real-world model.
So let's begin with 2 constraints. Workflows bent to fit Pipedrive. Pipedrive is a SaaS CRM platform, and license waste on low-use or part-time agents.
And agents here is real estate agents, not AI agents.
Human agents.
Human agents.
Thank you for the clarification.
Helping us with real estate transactions. Using the bots, we shipped login, role-based access controls in a day with a feature-rich data model, accelerated UI reuse, auto-generated tests while keeping our differentiating workflows in our hands. Early results were accelerated delivery, reduced cost, enhanced alignment, and future-proofing. So ask yourself 2 things. What is your UCI right now? Which workflow would you resequence if you could hit first time to value on day 1? And then using AI-assisted teams, the Ask the Bots option comes in at a cost almost identical to a buy decision. You get all the speed and productivity benefits of AI for basically the same price, and you keep the full strategic control of your code. That's a huge deal. So let's run through this. Here's a decision tree that we will start with for Ask the Bot. If you have a high velocity dividend and a high strategic control premium, and you have some FinOps guardrails, you should consider asking the bot. If you have a low velocity dividend and low strategic control premium, and you need great FinOps guardrails, buy it. And if you have a low velocity dividend and a high strategic control premium and low strategic risk, the traditional build option may still be right for you. So the bottom line is our old ways of calculating ROI are broken. Your old spreadsheets are for the obsolete, and technology has changed. The economics have changed, and it's already happened. The real question that is left is this: has your decision-making process caught up? Because in the new era of vibe coding, the answer to that question will determine who wins. Well, Thank you all for joining us. Feel free to approach us with cookies if you have any questions in the hallways.
Thank you.
And don't forget to scan this QR code to download the Gonculator tool, which will give you the calculator in your own hands for the 4-factor scoring to build, buy, or ask decision. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.